happy Whiskey Wednesday. We are doing a little Tennessee whiskey tonight. And we're going to hear, we got a new star of the show tonight. It's going to be the Gopher himself. He's going to tell us about Tennessee whiskey. And we have, in particular, we're doing the George Dickel Tennessee whiskey single barrel wiki, 15 years old. So let's hear from the Gopher about what makes a Tennessee whiskey and why it's different than bourbon and especially Kentucky bourbon.
Okay, so in Tennessee, there's only two rules that I know of. It has to be made in Tennessee, and it has to have the Lincoln County process. So the Lincoln County process is prior to it being put into a barrel. I don't see a rule saying how high the vat has to be, but they filter it in this vat through charcoal.
These bottles, I mean, this is a fairly new release that Dickel's doing. Truth be told, I've only had the 10-year bottling bond.
That's the blue one.
The blue one, yes. Yeah, which is it wasn't bad. Around $60 to $65 MSRP. You're not going to find too many 15-year-old whiskeys. It's very unique. Again, is the way that these proofs range. Because of the single barrel, the barrels are, they're very different. And so I've seen them really, this is the lowest one I've actually seen at 84.4. I've seen them in the 90s. I've seen them over 100. Same bottle. So we got a mash bill on this. This is consistent with all of them as far as I
That's what I saw.
Tell, yeah.
One mash bill.
84% corn, 8% rye, 8% malted barley. So it's a low rye, but it is a rye as your secondary ingredient. Really, malted barley is right there with the same percentage. All right, well let's give it a try. So Dickel has been I guess the best word is polarizing type of reputation when it comes to whiskey. You have a lot of people that really don't like it, and then you have a lot of people that like it a lot, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of in between. What I will say is that they are a huge sourcer. So when it comes to a lot of the whiskey you're drinking out of newer startup companies, a lot of it, if it's not coming from MGP, it's typically coming from Dickel. It does seem to have a certain profile that maybe not everyone is in love with, but I'm willing to wipe the slate clean and give this a fair shake tonight. I will say that, obviously the proof is lower than what we normally do, but it's a lot older than we normally drink. So I guess it's a give and take involved.
Uh-huh.
But Gopher, since you're the star of the show tonight, you want to tell us about what you think here about the Dickel.
Okay, well, I got a leg. I'm sorry to say that, but I have a leg.
Okay.
I do like the smell. Oh man, it's actually got a lot of it. I think you get a little fruit, you get a little caramel. I think it smells really good, actually. I'm really disappointed that the proof is so low. I wish it was a little higher.
And again, if you're looking for the bottle, you can find it at a higher proof out there.
I like it. I think I would go back to it. So, but I'm not getting. I do get that linger on my tongue, which I kind of like.
All right. What do you say there, Mark?
The nose is really nice. I'm getting a little vanilla, little not so much caramel, but I don't know, it's like some maybe like toffee or like toffee something.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is fruity. You get some kind of little fruit. It is sweet, fruity. Get some leather, a little taste of leather, like that. Well, we'll get into that then. But getting a little of that. I like this, but I think I'd like it better with a higher proof.
Yeah, with a little kick to
It's a
it.
little kick to it.
Yeah.
It's tasty. It is really good, but kind of low.
You can't get, you can't win no matter what you do, it seems anymore. Either you get a high proof with a horrible taste, or you get a low proof with a good taste, you can't get the little hug you want, so. So I don't have a hug in this at all.
No, I'll agree with you there.
I haven't had a Tennessee hug in a long time, so.
Um, the nose on this, I mean, if I could, it is a little fruity. If I could pick out anything, I'd say maybe cherry. It does have, you're saying toffee, I think that's
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
Not so much caramel. It's more of a
Yeah, it's more of a toffee than a caramel. They're very similar, but they do have a little bit of a difference.
You got more legs on
I'm
yours.
getting more legs than
Yeah,
Gopher.
my glass is coated.
Yeah,
It is, how's the song go? Smooth as Tennessee whiskey. This is pretty darn smooth. It's there is no bite to it, unfortunately, but the palate is flavorful. I mean, I like it's got a nice like mahogany color. It's got some legs. I think you pick the toffee up again, maybe a little vanilla, and that finish, I'm not a huge fan of.
no,
I'm getting a little bit of that vitamin
I do get that too.
Yeah.
on the finish, which is sort of always been the problem with the Dickel. It's that they have that. I don't know how else to describe it other than like a vitamin type of taste.
Their water has more minerals in it.
Yeah, mineral, right?
Just think you'll be healthier tomorrow.
Yeah. But if I had to come up with one other note, it, it's kind of like a sawdust. It's woody,
Oh,
but
woody,
it's
yeah.
woody, but like a sawdust kind of wood. And I'm saying sawdust and vitamins. It doesn't really sound all that great, but it's actually better than what it sounds. But that's how it tastes to me. Leather,
Not really a little
I mean,
bit,
I'll sit with it a little bit, and maybe my mind will change. I'm not leather's not
Focus.
sticking out at me. You normally get the tobacco with the leather, and I'm getting no
No,
tobacco.
no.
I wish there was a tobacco note. That would really change the whole thing for the better.
It's funny, this has, he's right, it has a vitamin flavor, and I hate the vitamin flavor, like,
It's just.
and I'm not gonna
it's
say
just one
names, but
thing.
that one we had, I swear it was nothing but
Yeah.
drinking vitamins.
We already actually mentioned it, but
Oh, you said the name, I'm not saying.
but it's only on the finish. The palate is again, it's very smooth, it's very flavorful. I don't get a lot of fruit that you guys are picking up. I do get the toffee, I do get that sawdust, a little vanilla, and then the background, unfortunately for me, is mostly a vitamin.
Oh, well, I'll tell you one thing, that was up to here when I opened it today.
Yeah,
We're moving its way down.
it's an easy drinker. Make no mistake, this goes down really, really easy. So from that perspective, I mean, it's not off-putting in any way. It is good.
So, price point, what do you think about price point? It's $63 after discount.
Yeah. So I mean, for a 15-year-old whiskey, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's 84.4. Now, now it's pulling me back in because
I'm thinking
I
the same
can't.
thing.
I'm struggling with this one
You
because
probably can't find too many 84 proof whiskeys at that price point.
you shouldn't be able to.
You shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, there's a reason why, because they're cutting it with enough water where you should be able to make enough product where you don't have to charge $60 or something that's that. This is a real Jekyll and Hyde bottle for me. It's got a lot of, well, it's got a few positives, it's got a few negatives. And how that all shakes out in the wash, I mean, we'll see.
But I'll tell you one thing. if you were sitting around with a lot of people that didn't really drink bourbon, you could sit here with them all night long with this.
Yeah,
And it
well,
still has a pretty decent flavor. But this stuff is actually, the juice is not too bad. I mean, I wish it was a higher proof, just a little bit. Even if you went to like a 92 or 95, that might just kick this up a little bit.
you can only improve upon it.
Yeah.
But it's actually got a pretty decent flavor for what it is. And like I said, I'm kind of getting into the Tennessee whiskey just because the way they do it, it's different in other places. So I'm just kind of into it for a little
Caught
bit.
you fancy.
But hey, it's not bad. I'm gonna go because of the lower proof, and I think the price range is too high for the proof it is. I'm gonna go with 5.
Gopher summed it up pretty much. I mean, this is really actually good tasting. If you sat around with people who never drank whiskey before, they'd like this because there's no burn or anything with it. You're getting all that flavors, like the sweetness, the all of it coming together, and you're not getting any hug or any burn. I mean, anything. So I think people who never drank whiskey would actually like this.
It's a nice front porch pepper.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
but I mean, the price point, the proof. I mean, I'm going 5 also. I think we're calling it like we see it.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta be fair, right? So yeah, I mean, positives about this bottle. I mean, there are a few. It's got a nice mahogany color. It has nice legs on the glass. The nose is enjoyable. I mean,
Yeah,
I like
everything
it.
about it's good.
It's got a nice toffee note. That I think is the dominant note. There's a little bit of cherry sneaks in there. But I say it smells good. It smells good. You take a sip of it. I really like that the toffee again that's on the palate, and I really do enjoy the there is, I mean, again, it doesn't sound good, but I mean, it's woody. And I'm calling it sawdust, but it's woody. It's not heavy woody. It's not oaky, but it's woody.
It's not all that tannin or whatever they call it, where that's like overpowering from something.
Right.
15 years in a barrel. Sometimes you get that.
It's a very subtle wood flavor, but I like it. You were talking about the leather. I mean, it's kind of.
It's a little.
It's kind of like oily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kind of like like you oil your glove up.
Yeah.
The combination of the oil on the leather, and now we're getting a little closer to what it is.
Well, at least it's not car wax.
Yes. But the finish to me is a bit of a disappointment, and here's where I'm going to get into the negatives. Well, the other positive, of course, is the 15-year-old age, but the negatives to me is on the finish, where it gives you a whole lot of nothing. I mean, there's no burn to it all. There's no hug, which, I mean, some people would see as a plus. I don't. And it does have a little bit of that vitamin quality to it, which I don't like, but it's very subtle. It's very, very subtle. Mineral.
Yeah, it's not like that other one that we had. That was Flintstone vitamin, 100%.
As far as that 8% rye, I'm getting no rye out of this at all. Just they really mellowed down the rye to the point where it's ineffective. It's almost like why even bother having, So yeah, and that price point, again, it's a Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, wow, 15-year whiskey. I mean, $60. Sign me up. Whoa. 84.4 proof, $60. What? So I think for me, I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. I'm gonna give it a 5 as well. There are some things to like about this bottle, and if you are with a novice drinker, they'll like it. But there's a lot of bottles a novice drinker are gonna like that are under $60. So you shouldn't feel like you need to spend that kind of money to get a novice drinker bottle. Just to mention as a wrap up, what Dickel is suggesting you should get on this is notes of vanilla toffee. As far as the palate, again with the vanilla toffee along with the leather. wood, lavender, which, yeah, I could probably see
Yeah.
that, you know, and, they do mention on the finish that again, you're gonna get oak, you're gonna get vanilla, but, you know, and the lavender, but I kind of got more,
Sawdust?
unfortunately, mineral than,
Mineral.
than I did, anything else. But hey, look, you can't knock it till you try it. And, we tried it and it's not a bad, I mean, look, I've actually won another class.
I poured more.
Yeah,
I poured more. So.
it's not that I'm not gonna have more. I will. It's tasty. It's good. But it's at $60, there should be a different level that this one's just not getting to.
If you guys are watching out there, you know what? Dickel, I'll give you a thumbs up on this because this is probably the best Dickel I've ever, well, that sounds weird. This is probably the best George Dickel I ever had in my life.
And for once, we can actually do the math on our heads.
Oh, yeah.
The rating's a 5. We'll still put the graphic.
Oh, I forgot about 5 and 3.
But the overall rating is a 5. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Gopher got his Tennessee whiskey, and I hope he's happy. It was totally his idea. We did do a Tennessee whiskey last year. None of us liked it, but you wanted to go back there, so here we are.
We don't mind this. It's not bad.
Well, okay. It's a 5. Cheers.